And we are back once again on this great, great Monday. What's going on, Be Rich?
What it do, man? What it do? Very cloudy, pretty day. Cloudy, sunny day. Like it's gonna
Yeah,
rain and
man.
sun at the same time, man. What's going on with you?
Hey, man, just man, life, man. Like everything is beautiful, man. Everything is beautiful. I have no complaints on this Monday. Week kicking off real nice. Just happy to be back with the people. Happy to be back. Got a little different setup today. Today I had to switch my area where I record from because we got one of our family friends downstairs doing class in my actual office. So as he
Okay.
does class in the office, man, I had to switch it up, man. So yeah, y'all seeing a little bit of my new corner. We call this Trey's corner. We'll call this Trey's corner, ladies and gentlemen.
I like
That's
that.
what we'll call this where I am now. Yeah, man. So but everything is good. Everything is good. I have no complaints. How about yourself?
Man, just getting ready for this week, man. Excited about this Friday. Gonna get a chance to go out to Atlanta Falcons, Flowery Branch, and see the rookies play, man, and listen to what Raheem Morris got to say, man. So I'm excited about this week, man.
Yeah, man. It'd be pretty cool to hear what Coach Morris has to say. OTAs start to kick off for the Atlanta Falcons. Things are starting to move right along with football season. As you know, these OTAs, after we get done with OTAs, they do the rookie OTAs, and then they have the veterans. Everybody comes in, and then, hey, it's a break. Everybody, on the team gets their break. And then when they come back, it'll be training camp time, and then we'll be off into the season before you know it. So yeah, man, the Atlanta Falcons and the football season is moving right along, my brother.
So, man, I've been seeing the Hawks, man. They making some moves, man. They interviewing folks, man. I hear the rumors. I heard a rumor about Atlanta getting the Greek freak, man, Giannis. Would you want us to get Giannis?
100%.
What would you give up to get Giannis? That's the question.
I will first start with Jalen Johnson
Wow, you would give up Jalen Johnson?
immediately for Giannis
Wow.
immediately. It's not even a second thought. Like they're not even in the same universe, in my opinion.
All right, and so that's not enough. What else would you be willing to give up?
I mean, we'll see if they'll take Big O. To me, you need to try to if you can try to hold on to Ricochet, if you can hold on to Ricochet and see what he may become from that small forward position, I would want to hold on to Ricochet. But yeah, I would try to move Jalen Johnson and Big O. I think you need another big man in the paint anyway. So I'm not so much tripping off of Big O. Yeah, I will move on from Big O. I will move on from Jalen Johnson if we can get Giannis. Now, it's not that I'm just trying to kick either one of these players out, but what I am saying is for Giannis Antetokounmpo, yeah, no, I know Tony Kirkland. He's questioning Trae Young. No, I definitely wouldn't give up Trae for Giannis. No, you want Giannis to go along with Trae. Giannis here by himself or Giannis here with some of the talent we have. It's not going to be enough, in my opinion, to get us over the hump. It's going to be the same situation like him in Milwaukee. You want to pair him with another big time star, man. So Tony, no, man, we cannot give up Trae. Look, he laughing. We cannot give up Trae. No, that's no, and no.
And so, Trey, what about picks, man? Would you give up picks as well? It looked like they would want some picks as well. I'm thinking Big O, Jalen Johnson, and what, 2 first-round picks? You think that's good enough?
I mean, hey, man, the least amount of things you have to give up, the better. You know what I mean? So
I'm saying, what do you think they would take, though? I mean, it don't look like Damian Lillard. You think Damian Lillard, you think that was a career-ending injury for him?
I won't say it was a career-ending injury, but Dame is older now. Dame is what is Dame in his early 30s? Look that up. What is Dame Lillard now? I mean, he just tearing his Achilles at this point in his career. I mean, it's a pretty tough injury.
He had clots too, man. That was the
I mean, all that, but the tearing the Achilles was the last one. Like that's tough. Like he came back from the clots. That's how he tore his Achilles.
He was born in 1990. What is that? He's age 34.
Yeah, that's tough. Like he came back from the clots. You know what I'm saying? That's when he came back. Like, he fought to come back, and when he came back, that's when he tore his Achilles. So yeah, that's pretty tough at his age. I'm trying to see if this sunlight working. I think I like it better without the sunlight.
Let's see. I mean, it look good. You look good.
Yeah, I think I like it. Yeah, I think I like it a little better without the sunlight. Yeah, but that's real tough though. That's tough for him to come back from at that particular age. I think the Bucks have moved on from that particular iteration of the team. I think the Giannis time is coming close to coming to an end. But we'll see, man. Can the Hawks make that push? Who else do I think will be in the running trying to make that push for him? I think that's like to call him. I think the Godfather. I think the Godfather gonna try to make a push for him, but what will he give up? I don't know. And the Godfather is Pat Riley. They call him the Godfather because he looked like a mobster with the suit.
He do like a mob. Yeah.
Yeah, man. With Pat Riley, and the Miami Heat try to get him. We'll see. Would that be a more favorable spot for Giannis? We'll see.
Atlanta got to pull something off. And then I saw something. Let me pull it up, man. Hawks rumors. Let's see. Hawks rumors. Let me tell you what else I saw. I saw them saying they're trying to get Kevin Durant. I was like, whoa. I'm
not willing to give up a whole bunch of stuff for Kevin at this point. Like, I'm a huge, for everybody out there that doesn't know this Trey I'm talking about is a huge Kevin Durant fan. Been a Kevin Durant fan since he came into the league. I was rocking with Kevin Durant, man, before the Supersonics moved to Oklahoma City. And, man, just think he's a great player. Just think he's one of the best players that will play. But at this point, I'm not willing to give up a whole lot for Kevin Durant. I'm just not. Like, if the least amount they can pull off, I'm not willing to give up Jalen Johnson. I'm not willing to give up any other guys for Durant. I'm not giving up any of my players for Durant right now. I'm just not doing it.
On Sports Illustrated, they said Giannis trade rumors. NBA expert weighs in on what Atlanta Hawks trade offer would look like for Giannis. I mean, yeah, for the Bucks star. Let me see what they're saying. Let me scroll through it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not for Kevin Durant. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up any of my young assets for Durant at this point. And I'm a huge Durant fan, but Tony Kirkland, but he is too funny. He talking about, ain't he 50? And then Reggie Brown said this is all his agents leaking entrance to raise the price for the Bucks. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, I hope we can get somebody, man. I don't want to give up Ricochet. I want to keep Dyson Daniels, and I want to keep Trae Young for sure. I think with that core, with Giannis, that would be good. Then get a big man. I don't know what big man will be out there for us to get, but I think we could do some damage with Giannis, Trae, Dyson Daniels, and Zachary. We're losing Jalen Johnson, but shit, we didn't have him all year because of injury. And Big O, man, started to come on the last game of the year, kind of showed the potential of what he could do, but could he be consistent in doing that all year? If he could be consistent in doing that all year, I don't want to lose Big O, but that's the key, consistency. For some reason, our favorite young Hawks always play good the last game of the year. Remember Cam Reddish did good against the was it the Bucks that year?
Mm-hmm.
Like a really 30-point game almost, hitting threes. Oh, okay, he's coming back. Didn't do shit. So I don't know what Rich said.
Hey, you talking about the Falcons?
Okay, we're gonna go into Falcons in a minute.
Yeah. You talking about the Falcons? Yeah, and Rich will go into that. So Jonathan said we have to keep Jalen. But if we get Giannis, they can get rid of Jalen, in my opinion. Because Giannis is playing your power forward position. Like Giannis is, and I mean they just not comparable players in my opinion. Like you have one who's a MVP, who was an MVP candidate this year. Like who's like they're not even close to me. But that's just me.
Yeah. Hey everyone, everyone tuning in, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. To the live, man, to our pages, man. Also, man, we are the #1 sports podcast in Atlanta, man. It's a great time to be joining this movement, following us. It's very good, man. Hey, we kind of had fun this weekend. What we do this weekend, Trey? Real unique place we went to, man. It was cool on what Willie Anderson's doing, man. Tell us about it, bro.
Well, this weekend, if you guys saw last week, we had the great Willie Anderson, Cincinnati Bengal great O lineman,
Great person.
four-time Pro Bowler, first team All Pro 4 or 5 years. And so he had a football camp and a conference called Moms Love Football. He will do another one in December, but it was called Moms Love Football. And it was a camp strictly for mothers who have athletes who play football, educating the mothers on football, They talked about NIL, they talked about mindset, they talked about toughness, they talked about talking to coaches, they talked about routines, schedules, the moms network within each other. They had a couple of moms who one has the O-lineman Parrish, who came out of Ohio State, who now plays for the Cardinals. His mom got up and spoke about her journey. Willie Anderson trained him. He also has the O-line camp, but she talked about his journey getting to the league and the things she did. And they had another mom who has a son playing for Georgia Tech. I came in at the end of her speaking, so I didn't get her son's name, but he's one of the starting wide receivers at Georgia Tech. And then they had Ronnie Brown, they had Hugh Jackson, they had our good partner Quincy Carter, they had Jason Campbell, they had some financial advisors, they had people from the recruiting. Jason Campbell got up and spoke about recruiting and NIL information, and Ronnie Brown spoke about financial information that the kids need to know. So it was just a good camp. Shout out to Willie Anderson, shout out to his entire team for throwing the camp. It was dope for us to be able to be a part of it. He came on the show and promoted it, and he invited us up, and we got a chance to network, talk, and more importantly, we got a chance to see those moms get information they need to help push their sons a little bit closer to their dreams.
Yeah, that was a great look. Man. We also got a chance to talk to some people, man, ask them questions. We had Jason Campbell out there. We asked him some questions on Michael Penix. We had the great running back, Ronnie Brown from the Auburn Tigers, and also they were doing it on my window. Scared the hell out of me. My bad. Ronnie Brown, he played in the NFL. We talked to Coach Hugh Jackson. Who else we talked to, man? I'm missing somebody.
Man, we talked to Quincy Carter.
We
talked to Quincy, Ronnie Brown, Hugh Jackson, Jason Campbell. Those were all the people that we had a chance to speak with who played in the league that we spoke to. Now, there were some other guys who played. I can't remember everyone's name, but there were some other guys who played in the league as well. A couple who played alongside Big Willie Anderson. And man, it was just a cool event to be able to be a part of, because if you don't have a son that plays football, or if you haven't played at that level, some of the things that they go through and some of the things that they think about, you may not be privy to, or they may not be on your mindset. So it was just cool to see these moms, man. And at the very end, Willie Anderson's mom spoke, and it was just so amazing to hear her talk glowingly about her child and their journey, her being a football mom. And, it was some really cool stories. I don't want to try to repeat the stories. I could, but I leave those type of stories for the person who actually is telling them. But it was just some really, really cool stories and a really cool event. Like, I'm glad we were a part of it. Look it up. It's called momslovefootball.com. momslovefootball.com. Look that up, and they'll be doing another camp. And you already know Atlanta's #1 sports podcast was out there, the Waterboyz Show. Never forget that. Atlanta's #1 sports podcast. We were in the building. Yes, go ahead, B Rich.
Hey, there's the link to the chat, man. If y'all want to come up and talk Hawks, talk Atlanta Falcons offseason moves, please join us, man. Join the live. Come tell us what you think. If you like it, if you don't like it, if it sucks, if it's good, come in, man. Give us your opinion right now.
Yeah. And tell B Rich he has to eat before the show, not during the show. We don't eat during the show unless it's a Super Bowl show. Like, it's loud. It sounds disgusting. It just sounds disgusting.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm not even capping, man. It's not a pleasant sound to hear, man.
You know what? It's some actual videos of, I forgot what they call it, but they like to hear people eating. Like they eat like
but
crab
this,
legs and stuff like that, man. Like
yeah,
people are really into stuff like that, Trey.
yeah, but this
Know
this
that?
not one of those.
I
Yeah,
know.
I do.
I'm just talking. Yeah, some
Yeah,
people like that.
man. If you remember when Angela Yee was on the Breakfast Club, the first thing she would ask every guest, and she would ask Bob, "Do you have any gum? If you're chewing gum, you need to spit it out." First thing she would ask
Shout
for
out
every
to
guest.
Angela Yee, man. She was awesome person to us, and through our career, man, and journey. I love Angela, man. Hope she's doing well. Need to check up on her. But all right, Trey, I'll
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
eating my
First
peanuts,
thing
man.
she would ask.
I forgot where I was going. You like? Oh, I said the link.
Yeah,
If y'all want to
but I
come
mean,
up, man.
yeah. The last thing we spoke about was the Hawks, and like you said, you would send out the link.
Yeah. As far as the Hawks, man. As far as me, I don't want to see us give up Jalen Johnson or Richard Shea.
For Giannis,
I'm just saying, I like Jalen Johnson, man. I really do. I
I
think it's
do too, but is he Giannis though? Like,
nah. He's not Giannis, of course not. I mean, but I
what are
think
we
he can
talking
handle.
about then?
Hey, I'm just saying, I don't want to. I like Jalen, man. I want to see Jalen grow as a Hawk, man. Become a superstar with a Hawk. Kevin Durant.
Okay,
I saw. Let
so
me see.
you don't want the Hawks to win, then, man.
I do
You don't
want the
want to
Hawks
see
to
the Hawks.
win. Look,
If
in
we're
sport,
if you're debating should you hold on to Jalen Johnson to get Giannis, you don't want to see the Hawks win for real.
I do want us to see the Hawks win. I just don't want to lose Jalen Johnson. I'd rather lose Zachary Richardson than Jalen Johnson. But I like Zachary too.
Okay.
But Zachary, I mean, I don't know, man. Let's just get Giannis, man. Just call it a day. Trade Giannis, Zach, Dyson. Just give 3 first-round picks and Big O. Like it's just
I mean,
that
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
that
of course,
easy.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the least amount of stuff you could give up, man. Of course, man. Yeah,
Man,
I
I
mean,
would
hey,
love to
look,
see.
man. Hey, look, I wish all we had to do was give the Bucks some Falcon season tickets in the 300 section and one first round draft pick for
Why?
Giannis.
Like,
You know
right?
what I'm
Like
saying?
that's what needs to happen for real. Like some Falcon and Hawks season tickets for life.
You know what
All
I'm
right.
saying?
You know,
Put them in a Gucci video and keep it moving.
Six Flags season passes, lifetime season passes, World of Coca-Cola passes, and the Atlanta Aquarium and Zoo. We got you, man. We're gonna give y'all all that and free Delta flights because Delta is the home of Atlanta.
That is too funny, man. I wish that we could give up the least amount of stuff and get them, but it doesn't work like that. And tough decisions have to be made. Man, look up something. Gregory Freeman asked a good question. Does Giannis have a no trade clause? That's a good question.
I will say this. I will say this. What will I say? That shit went off my mind that fast.
I don't know.
Oh my God. What's wrong with me? Them peanuts, man. What was I about to say, Trey? Jesus, it was good.
I don't know. But I'm about to look up this. I'm about to look up this no trade clause. See what's going on with Giannis and the no trade clause.
What's up, Jonathan? Man, how you doing, man? Today's the day. Yeah, they said the Bucks are looking to move Giannis, man.
So I just read something. I don't know how true it is. It says Giannis. Now, mind you, it is the internet. You know, it is the internet, Gregory. But it says that Giannis does not have a no trade clause in his current contract. So that means the Bucks can trade him wherever they choose to trade him. So best offer wins. I mean, I think. Man, who did man? Somebody Greg talking about to trade Brittany Griner. Man, hey man.
I'm with that.
Our WNBA team just not trying to get right. We can't give her up yet.
I know that's gonna say.
Go ahead and get out of here.
I was gonna say, man, we were supposed to have Giannis for free, bro. He went for Larry Drew. If y'all haven't heard this story, Larry Drew was the Atlanta Hawks coach. And the Hawks were up on Giannis before anybody was up on him. They had him in Atlanta. They wouldn't let him out. They had him, boy. They had him. No one knew about Giannis but us. And we worked him out for weeks, brought him to Atlanta, and just coveted him and was going to draft him. Then we fired Larry Drew. So Larry Drew was privy to all the Hawks information on Giannis. Larry Drew went to the Bucks, told the Bucks to draft Giannis, and that's how they got him. Why couldn't they just wait till after the draft to fire Larry Drew? Why? Geez.
Yeah, man. So I give Danny Ferry credit in doing the homework and getting ready to bring in Giannis. Danny Ferry was the GM at that particular time.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, Danny Ferry was the was the GM at that particular time. But like you said, they got rid of Larry Drew, and hey, man, he landed with the Bucks, and he passed some information. Hey, man, y'all might want to look into this kid. Like, I think this kid can be something. We really looked into him. Look, it was so crazy. The Atlanta Hawks, and then we can move on. The Atlanta Hawks were the only team who was in on Giannis. Let me tell you how crazy it was. It was reported that when the Milwaukee Bucks drafted Giannis, the NBA had to get the Atlanta Hawks to send them all the medical information that they had on the Bucks, because no one else had done the same type of investigating and the same extensive treatment and measures and all these kind of exams and medicals and everything on Giannis. Only the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks had all that information.
And during the draft, Danny Ferry was like, "Hey, we probably should trade up. We probably need to trade up just in case." And the owner was like, "No, he's gonna be there. Don't trade up." And damn it, the owner meddling again. But listen, hey, speaking of Danny Ferry,
they talking about bringing him back. Be rich.
Yeah, speaking of Danny Ferry, they talking about bringing Danny Ferry back. How do you feel about that, Trey?
Look, man, I'm not gonna say I'm 100% against Danny Ferry, but I'm also not gonna act like what happened didn't happen. Like the Atlanta Hawks gonna have to answer questions, man. You bring Danny Ferry back. What he said is still what he said, and I know we can look at it like it was reported that he was reading it. He was reading what he read about Luol Deng. When you hear the audio, it doesn't sound like he's reading it to me. It was too many pauses in between it. Sound like he was really having a conversation. And he said what he said. Now, if the Hawks can deal with that and they can get through the
what
PR.
Did he say, Trey? Refresh people's memories of what he said.
Yeah, well, Danny Ferry in a meeting with the owners and the team, he was talking about Luol Deng. They were talking about possibly bringing him in free agency, and it's reported that he was reading the email. But what Danny Ferry said, they got caught on tape, is Luol Deng was a good player, but he has a little bit of African in him. He might be might be good in the front, but then he may be selling some stuff out the back door. And of course, they end up getting him fired. The owner recorded him, put it out to the press, and there was a groundswell for his firing, and he got fired, rightfully so. If there was something derogatory, whether it was racial or whether it was sexual or whatever said by anyone, that ended up being the result. He ended up getting fired. And so him coming back is something that, we have to talk about. Do the Atlanta Hawks want to deal with that? And Danny Ferry made some good decisions, but let's not act like Danny Ferry just been out here just running down championships left and right out here. he made some good moves. I know somebody said, man, he took us to the Eastern Conference Finals. Okay, so did Travis Slank. And I'm not looking for Travis Slank to come back. So that's where I am with it.
Yeah. So and to clear things up too, Trey said the owner. The reason it was a couple owners, and the owners were going back and forth over control of the Hawks. And one of the owners that wasn't for Danny Ferry or whatever he's trying to do had secretly recorded Danny Ferry saying this and leaked it out. And that's how all this mess started. It all started from Danny Ferry even mentioned that, which he shouldn't have, in bad taste, shouldn't have done that. And I don't agree with it. But do I think Danny Ferry is a racist? No, I don't think Danny Ferry is a racist. He grew up in an environment playing basketball with a lot of African Americans, and I see him getting along with them. We all grow up around folks, man, and everybody have things that they say that they shouldn't say, and that was one of the things he shouldn't have said. That's how I look at it. But yeah, man. What I want him to have him back. Yeah, I would like to have Danny Ferry back if it's gonna make the Hawks better. Personally, do I think he's a racist? No. I don't, but he chose to be in a setting where he shouldn't have said all that shit. That's how I look
Well,
at it.
no. Do you think that the Hawks will be better with Danny Ferry as the GM?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
The president. Yes.
And what's some of the moves you think Danny Ferry that you can foresee Danny Ferry coming in making that's going?
Well, I foresee Danny Ferry coming in and evaluating the whole team, evaluating Trey if he should move Trey, evaluating everyone, and I think he will make the best fit for the team, even the coach. I think he will come in and bring in talent that works together with each other. He had a cohesive team when he was here with the Hawks before. As I remember, that he had great player Paul Millsap, Al Horford. They wasn't superstars, but they were good, get in the ground and put in the work type of players. And they had a great coach in Bud, which he picked, and they made great moves. They went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals and played Cleveland, played Cleveland with LeBron, Kyrie, Tristan Thompson, and we lost. We got swept. But if you remember earlier in the year, we beat Cleveland soundly a couple times. So they went in thinking they could beat Cleveland, but injuries to Cephalosha, to Kyle Corbett, and it was someone else. And I remember the guy for Cleveland, Della, what's his name? Della Vadova. Yeah, he was diving, going at people's knees, hurting them. So, it was some weird stuff going on. But hey, we got our first guest, man. We're gonna bring him on up. I don't know if I'm gonna say this name. I'm calling Jesus. What's up, Jesus? How you doing, bro?
I wonder why it's showing black on the screen. It looked like he's frozen.
Yeah.
Take him off stage for a minute till we see him.
Yeah.
Till we see him come back alive. Till we see him come back alive on camera. You know what I mean? But I mean, with Danny Ferry as a GM, of course, everything you said, whoever they bring in is going to do all that. They're going to evaluate players. They're going to try to see what should they keep trading. They're going to do it like every last thing you said.
He has a proven track record.
Let me finish. Everyone who comes in is going to do exactly what you just said. Everyone who gets that job. Everyone.
Okay, keep going so I can get my point.
Okay, will he get it correct? I don't know. Will he get it correct? Our boy Ted, shout out to Ted, man. Hey, man, happy birthday to my brother. My brother just had a birthday. Shout out to Ted. But, man, he said if they bring Danny Ferry back, they might as well add his daughter to the roster. He talking about Ted, his daughter. She can ball, too. Yeah, she can ball. But go ahead, B. Rich.
All right, so, everybody you can bring can evaluate the roster, but can they make the right moves? Danny Ferry has proven he can make the right moves. To me, he had the Hawks balling. I mean, he didn't get that chip with the Hawks, but, he's a winner. He won at Duke. He had the Hawks a 60-win season. I like him, man. He had great basketball players here playing for the Hawks. And then we went to George Slanky boy. And I like some of the moves Slank brought in, but it just never panned out for. Well, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals with Slanky boy.
Yeah, they did.
And they could, and then there was a sprained ankle away from getting to the championship. So, should bring it back, Ferry and Slanky boy. Bring them back together as a duo. Let's do that. I'm for that. Let's go.
Look, and you know what? And the thing is, they probably will end up hiring Danny Ferry. I could see it. Like just them even discussing it. I could see them bringing them back, man. And we'll see what gets made. But those are discussions that's gonna have to be had. Those are things that's gonna be in the media. Those are things that we're gonna see how it plays out. And nothing else better not come out about Danny Ferry.
Now I agree with you on that one, Trey. Nothing better come out, because if it does, that's gonna be crazy, man. Well, look, man, we're at the 30-minute mark, Trey. Anything else you want to say about the Hawks before we move on to the Falcons?
No, man. I like the post that Trey put out. Trey put out a post over the weekend that said, if you ask me, I'm where my feet are. And he put up a whole bunch of pictures of him in Hawks gear and playing and at the games and stuff like that. So I thought that was for all the people. And this is for all the people, right? This for all the people who took the post when Trey said the end of year 6 or 7, and people say, "Oh, that's a goodbye post." Okay, those same people need to look at the new post and say, "All right, well, Trey said, if you ask me, I am where my feet are," and see what he's trying to say by that. But those are things that the new president of basketball operations, whoever he is, along with the GM, will have to sit down and talk to Trey Young. I'm sure Trey Young will be a part of that thought process. At least they will let him know, and we'll see how it works out, man. But I hope Trey stays as a fan. I am on record saying multiple times that if I was in Trey Young's camp, I would be urging him to leave Atlanta. But as far as being a Hawks fan, I hope that he stays.
Okay, man. All right.
Yeah, you can all you want.
All right, so we're going to move along to the Atlanta Falcons, man. Shout out to the Hawks. I think the Hawks are moving in the right direction. I'm really curious to see who they hire and what we're going to do this offseason and where we're going to pick in the draft. Hopefully, we can get 2 first-round picks. Hopefully, the Sacramento Kings pick turns out in our favor. Let's hope for all of that. Now, the Atlanta Falcons, Trey, what I want to do is I want to pull up the Atlanta Falcons depth chart, man, and I want to go by the new people that's on the team. I'm going to read some names that we know, but I'm not going to really go into that. But the names that we don't know, I want us to talk about that, Trey. Is that cool with you?
Man, just go ahead. We're just running the show, man. Go ahead. Run it down, man. Go ahead.
All right, man. So we're going to start at the quarterback position. Everybody that's on the depth chart. All right, we got Michael Penix, the starter. Second, Kirk Cousins. Got a new one at third. Third stringer is Easton Stick. Have you heard of him? Easton Stick. Do you know anything about him, Trey?
No, and I don't want to.
He went to North Dakota State, and he was a 5th-round pick by the Chargers, man. Drafted by him, man. So he's on the roster. He was drafted in 2019. So I guess he's a journeyman backup. All right. So let's go to the next.
Yeah, shout out to Easton, but hopefully we never see Easton play any meaningful minutes.
Next, we have Emory Jones, quarterback, college with the Cincinnati. Hold on. He's a rookie. So he came out of Cincinnati, 6'2", 211-pound quarterback, black guy from Cincinnati. He's going to be a rookie. Let's see how that turns out. All right, let's see. Running back. Got Bijan Robinson, the starter. Tyler Azure, second. Carlos Washington Jr. That's somebody new. Who is Carlos Washington Jr., Trey? You heard of him?
Was he on the team last year?
It's his first season. He's southeastern Louisiana. 5'11", 210 running back. He's our third string running back. Seemed like he has 1 season experience. Seemed like he played for the Falcons last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. He was on the team last year.
All right. Then Jesse McClain. Well, that's the Alabama guy. We drafted him last year. Yeah, he drafted him last year. 2024, our 6th-round pick. I didn't really see him. I guess he got 13 carries last year. So no one's new for the running backs. Receivers. Wide receiver 1, Drake London, Kadero Hodge, Casey Washington, Jesse Matthews. Who is Jesse Matthews? Let's see who that is. It's his second season out of San Diego State. So he's been on the team. All right, we're going to go to wide receiver 2. We got Darnell Mooney, Chris Blair, Dylan Drummond, and Mikhail Polk. I don't know who that is. I never heard of them. Ray McLeod, Jamal Agnew, Philip Dorsey the second, and David Seals the 5th. Man, he got 5th generations. 5 generations right there. What was the guy that we picked up from Nash? Tell us a little about.
Like I say, it's to me, it's not even a point even looking at the depth chart at this particular time for some of these players, because some of these players won't be on the team. It's like it's just names,
fun,
right,
man. Just having fun, man. You don't want to go through.
Well, I'm saying you were asking about certain players. I don't like some of them. They're not even really.
All right. Well, how you want to do it?
Yeah, talk about Nash. You say you wanted to speak about Nash, triple crown winner, most receiving yards, most receptions, touchdowns, like catches, like you know what I mean. Just a really solid player. Doesn't seem like a burner. but it seems like someone who can make the tough catches. Just looking at the footage that I've seen on Nash, like I said, you don't see a burner, but I do see somebody who can make the tough catches. Can he come in and get open? Can he make the catches across the middle? Can he come in and get you 10 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, get open, and potentially make the team? Yeah, so I see Eric said that Nash will be a practice squad guy. We'll see. I mean, with that type of production, I'm actually rooting for him to become more than a practice squad guy. But we'll see. Nat, we'll see. Like he had a lot of production in college. We'll see if that can translate over.
All right, then we got Kobe Bryant, cornerback from Kansas. He was quoted saying, "Are there 20 plus guys better than me?" He don't think so. That was drafted ahead of him. We end up signing him as an undrafted free agent, 6 foot, 175 pounds. Very, very slim guy, but I seen him do a hit, man, on a receiver, knocked the ball out, picked it up, ran it for a touchdown. Seemed like a tough guy, man. I remember when Colorado played him, I was watching the Colorado game because I was into the Deion Sanders, and I just remember hearing Kobe Bryant's name. Yeah, I kept hearing that name, and I just thought it was funny. I'm like, oh, Kobe out there balling, playing football now, and so I just do remember hearing his name a lot, being called when they played, and I just wonder who Kobe Bryant was. And funny that we end up getting him. So,
and speaking of Kobe Bryant, I talked to our boy Philip Dukes the Scoop. Y'all check out our boy Dukes the Scoop. Got a lot of knowledge on a lot of these college players, man. But he spoke about Kobe Bryant. He said that part of the reason that he dropped is he didn't run well. He said, but he plays, fast. He has good game speed. Say he's just not really a burner, and not someone they look at as being huge at the cornerback position. But he thinks that he definitely is somebody that's worth the Falcons looking at, and we'll see how it shakes out. But he said the way he ran is really, really what made him fall and become undrafted. Just the way he ran in I guess in the camps, pro days, and things like that. But he said he does have good game speed. So he said he sticks out and plays really well.
All right, that's cool. I remember seeing something this weekend. I was watching a former draft, the draft Warren Sapp was in, and Rich McKay was like at the time he's the president of the Falcons now. At the time, he was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers GM, and he was quoted as saying, he said, "Yeah, we the type of guys we've been drafting for years. The guy that does well in the combine that ran the highest, jumped the highest, and we was drafting those guys." And he said, "It didn't get us nothing." He said, "I want to draft football players." So he drafted that year. He drafted Derek Brooks, which was a small guy. They didn't consider him a linebacker, and people wanted him to play safety. He wanted to have a chance to play with a linebacker, which was one of the greatest linebackers in Tampa Bay Bucs history. They ended up drafting him, and they drafted Warren Sapp. And Warren Sapp fell for character drug issues that at the time, quote unquote, that rumors about that. And he dropped to the Buccaneers, and they got him, and they got Derek Brooks, and they was just talking about how, they just wanted to go with football players. And so by me saying that, it seems like Kobe Bryant is a football player. I don't understand why people don't want to draft what you see on film, what they did in production in college. Whether you run a 4-4, whatever, 4-7, 4-6, 4. If you playing football and you being productive out there, I always take that in consideration over someone running a 4-1. Because it's been 4-1 guys. I'm just being, I'm exaggerating, but it's been very fast guys that have been drafted. They ain't done shit. They just was fast. They should have been on track.
I mean, the Raiders near the end of Al Davis's time here on this earth, and as the decision maker for the Raiders, remember they were just drafting speed, and it wasn't working out for them. They were just going after speed, and they were not getting football players. So you have an excellent point right there. I was just watching a clip where what's his name, Michael Lombardi and Bill Belichick, they were looking at it was like a clip where they had done some kind of show where they were looking at football players, and they were looking at James Pierce, and they talked about how they want football players, not swimmers, and like they want people who have power, people who can make plays. Like they go off of production. They go off of production, not so much the flash. They go off of production, and they spoke highly of James Pierce Jr. in that clip in a couple plays they saw. So to your point, there are people who, when they draft players and evaluate players, they're looking for their production. They're looking to see, like, can they process all this information? Is it more than just talent? Can they take this talent, process it, see the things that's going? Can they make sure they stay disciplined? Can they stick to their assignment? Can they not try to overcompensate and try to get a highlight and then put their teammate in a bad position, which ultimately puts the defense or the offense in a bad position? So hopefully, man, hopefully he'll be a good player for us.
Yeah, like one of the things I was excited about hearing from Hugh Jackson was what he said to us. He was saying that Raheem got some guys that when you put them in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and they get on that turf, man, they're gonna be flying around the ball, man, making plays. And he said he knows Raheem Morris, and for years, he always has a defense. And he says he feels like Raheem is putting the pieces together to really have a solid defense in Atlanta. I also read a comment where someone said Atlanta fixed their defensive front in one draft. So I was like, that's a great, interesting way to put it. So we fixed our defensive front in one draft. I hope that's the case. And then I heard I was listening to a clip where they were saying Braylon Trice, man. And I was listening to the radio, and they saying Braylon Trice. They said that he won't really have a lot of pressure on him. He won't have to put a lot of plays in. He'll come in and be effective. And play a least amount of snaps and come in and really get some really good production, rushing the quarterback from him and not having to put so much plays on his body and have his time to recover. I think that's a good point. Like you come in third and long, bring them on in, boom. Like we got 3 guys that can get to with 4 guys. I mean, you got we got AK-47 when he was number 47. We got him. We got Braylon Trice. We got Pierce, and we got Javon Walker, man. And what that mean, Trey? That means our secondary is gonna get better because we're gonna be getting to the quarterback.
100%.
So that's
100%.
That. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully, man, Troy Anderson, that's the guy that got hurt that had the touchdown against the Saints, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he comes back healthy. Now he was one of those workout warriors that did good in the draft. And he just hadn't been able to stay on the field. But when he played, the last game he played, he led the team in tackles, had an interception for a touchdown, and he was showing that he could play. So hopefully he comes back this year, stay healthy. You got that. I mean, our defense is setting up to look real sweet out there, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I've just about given up on Troy Anderson. Like he just the health, man.
Hey, but listen, if he comes back, man, that's icing on the cake. Am I lying?
No, I'm with. Look, hey, I like icing. I like icing better than the cake. You know what I'm saying? So,
there you go.
So, but I'm just not. I know I said Dubis say he loves Troy Anderson. I'm not a fan. I think it was unless he proves me wrong, I think it was a ridiculous pick. It's turned out we what? How many years are we in now? What are we in? Year 4 now for him?
I think so. Let me look.
We getting ready to be year 4 for Troy Anderson. Terry Fontenot, ridiculous pick, my guy. Like, unless he turns it around this year, bad pick. When there were other players who were productive in bigger conferences, in bigger, like, he can't stay on the field.
Second round pick, 2022. Second round pick, 2022, Montana State.
Yeah. So this will be his 4th year. Yeah, like, you can start trying to grade things after like 3 years, and the Falcons really have gotten nothing out of Troy Anderson in 3 years, and that was a 2nd round draft pick. You've gotten nothing out of him.
So yeah, he first season 2022 played 17 games, 2023 played 2 games, 2024 played 7 games. So yeah, man, like the last 2 years he only played a total of 8 games. First year played 17 games.
Yeah. Bad pick as of now. It might change, but that's that smartest man in the room pick. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to Terry Fontenot, that I don't want to see him do, that I think he went away from this year. I think he went away from hey, they don't know about this guy. I'm gonna get this guy from Montana. Like, man, just look, pick the players. And of course it was a lot of talk. It was a lot of talk about him and Nakobe Dean, right? Of course, us being Georgia fans, Nakobe Dean got hurt in the NFC Championship game, so he didn't get the opportunity to play in the Super Bowl. But hey, man, he helped He's one of the leaders on that Philadelphia Eagles defense. And so that's the smartest man in the room thing. Like when you look at a player who really helped that defense become a number one defense, and you look at Troy Anderson, what does he help the Falcons become? It's a lot of we'll see, maybe we'll see, and so we'll see. You know what I'm saying? That's all we can say.
All right,
like I'm with you, Doobie, on that, like the John Kaminsky. They let him go, but the one thing about John Kaminsky, at least he was on the field. He was on the field, and I just think the Falcons made a mistake on what they thought he could potentially be. The new coaching staff came in, a new GM. That it was more of that. If Dan Quinn was still here, John Kaminsky, I think, would have stayed with the Falcons. If Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff, who drafted him, but a new GM, new coach, he just ran into that, and they let him go.
Well, look, man, another pick that we picked last year is our second round pick, number 35 overall, a Clemson, 6'4", 294 pounder, Rook Ororo.
Scooby Snack. Shaggy.
That's hilarious. He played 8 games last year. He didn't really do something. Had a total of 11 total tackles. I mean, we didn't really see him play. He was a second round pick. He gotta do something this year, Trey. He's slated as a starter, right defensive end. What is he gonna do? All right, we'll see. We end up getting Leonard Floyd, Trey, Bulldog, Georgia Bulldog. We got he was drafted number 9 overall by Chicago, 2016 draft. What do you think, man? What do you expect out of Leonard Floyd, man?
I mean, I expect Leonard Floyd to come in, be a veteran presence. Maybe 4 or 5 sacks. Maybe about 4 or 5 sacks. Of course, we would love more. Maybe about 4 or 5 sacks. It depends. Now, if Coach Morris and Jeff Ulbrich can get that defensive front and get them getting after the quarterback like we did at the end of last year, we could get more out of Leonard Floyd as far as production. But I'm thinking about 5 sacks out of Leonard Floyd. I actually would be happy with that if he's continuously getting rotated in and out with some of the other young talent we have, and they're getting the opportunities. But I think he's going to add a veteran presence. I think he's someone who knows what Coach Morris wants, and he can be someone that the players can follow and they can look at and say, okay, this is how it's done as far as how to carry yourself as a pro. I don't know Leonard Floyd personally. I don't know anything about the way he carries himself, but normally when players come in like that, that's some of the things they're looking to get out of them.
Okay, well, Leonard Floyd played 4 years under the Bears, and he never really got his sacks off. The most sacks he had was 7 sacks his first year, and after that went 4-4-3 in sacks. And then in 2020, what year was Raheem Morris with the Rams? Was he there 2020?
I can't remember if it was 20 or 21, 22, one of those years.
So he played for the Rams for 4 years, 2021 and 22. And then he had his first year with the Rams, 10.5 sacks. Next year with the Rams, 9.5 sacks. Then the 2022, 9 sacks. What year did the Rams win the Super Bowl?
Man, boy, you asking me. I don't. What was it? 22? Had to be 22. Yeah, it had to be 22 because the Rams won, and then the next year the Chiefs. Now the Chiefs came and won back to back.
Yeah, it's about 20.
So it may have been 22 or
Leonard
21.
Leonard Floyd played on. Yeah, Leonard Floyd played on the Super Bowl team with Raheem Morris. So
21.
Raheem Morris is getting a player that he knows. And after the Rams, he went to Buffalo, had 10.5 sacks, and then with San Francisco, 8.5 sacks. One thing for sure, the past 3 years, Leonard Floyd has played on winning playoff football teams from the Rams to Buffalo to San Francisco. So he's bringing a winning mentality to that locker room, and I like that. I like that a lot. So Leonard Floyd, Bulldog, we get to cheer for that, and someone that can rush the quarterback. I think that's a signing, man, that may pay some dividends, man. May pay some real good dividends. Someone else we got, man, Divine Diablo. What did my boy say about Diablo, man? Let's pull his stats up while you go back and say what's the guy name?
Rob Tribble.
Rob Tribble, man.
Rob Tribble said he had a stripper name. he said Divine Diablo has a stripper name. That was funny. I ain't gonna lie, that was funny.
All right, so Diablo, man. He's a 6'3" guy, 223 pounds, out of Virginia Tech. He was a third round selection by the Las Vegas Raiders. I gotta get you to the Las Vegas Raiders. Was drafted 2021. His first year, man, he had played 17 games, had a total of 45 tackles, no sacks. Second year, 2022, had 74 total tackles, no sacks. Then 2023 had 106 tackles and 1 sack. So it seems like he's a linebacker that can go side to side, got some speed, that can tackle. So I would say that would help from last year when I was saying, Trey, we got slow linebackers. Man, we don't have linebackers that can go sideline to sideline to tackle these running backs, getting these 5, 6, 7 yard chunks, sometimes breaking it for a long time. And these quarterbacks that are, when we have 3rd and long, 4th and long, that can catch up to the quarterback and tackle him. So seems like he's brought in for that person. Don't seem like he's a pass rushing specialist because he only has 2 sacks in his career. And he only played in 14 games last year, had total 63 tackles and 1 sack. So seems like he's going to be a sideline to sideline guy, someone that can make tackles for us. And he's slated to be, let's see where he is on the depth chart. Hold on, y'all. Depth chart.
Yeah, while you get that, let me do some station identification. You are rocking with the Waterboyz Show, Atlanta's #1 sports podcast. You are rocking with the Waterboyz Show, Atlanta's #1 sports podcast. Continue, my brother.
All right, so it looks like they're going to have him on the right inside linebacker paired up with Caden Ellis, the left inside linebacker. I think Caden Ellis, he came on late last year, but he was slow to me. He keep, like, a lot of times, man, you see him chasing down the running backs. But he is a hard-nosed football player that did make some plays for us. And then when Raheem Morris had him sacking, man, he was at one point getting a lot of sacks for us last year.
Oh, I love Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis. And look, with more speed at the linebacker position, you know, if Troy comes back like Doobie, hopes he does, if he does come back and can contribute, that may be able to free up Caden Ellis to be able to rush the passer better. I think his best attribute is rushing the passer. So that may give him opportunity to rush the passer more, give us another person that the defense has to worry about. He plays really well in that position.
All right, and they call it the SLB. I guess that's the guy they move around. I can't.
Strong linebacker.
Arnold.
Strong linebacker.
Say his name?
Ebiketie.
Arnold Ebiketie. Thank you, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to get it right. He was a 2nd round pick from us. He came from Penn State. All right, let's look at his stats, man. Let's see how he improved. All right, first year with Atlanta, had 16 games, 30 total tackles, 2.5 sacks. All right. 2023 played 17 games, had total 25 tackles, 6 sacks. And then last year played 17 games, 38 tackles, and 6 sacks as well. So it seems like this is a contract year for him. Seems like he's gonna come out and at the end of the year he played pretty good. Trey, he seemed like he was coming along and start feeling himself. So hopefully he can get it together, man, and show us what he can do. But hey, it seems like we're gonna have a deep rotation on blitzing the quarterback, man. It seems like these guys aren't gonna be tired. What you think?
Hey, read that. Read Doobie's predictions. If y'all don't know, Doobie is our in-house predictor and expert. You know what I'm saying? I really like Doobie's takes on players. Read Doobie's his projections, what he's expecting.
All right, Falcons' new defensive line sack projection. Braylon Trice, 7.5. Okay, I'll take that. James Pierce Jr., 8.5. That's good. Jalen Walker, 6.5. Ebiketie, 8. Leonard Floyd, 10. Aurora, 5. What's the total on it? How many sacks? What did we have last year? What's the total on it? I got it. I ain't got no quick calculator brain, man. Troy is that fast guy. What about Troy? Is Troy gonna get some sacks? Hey, Doobie, I like that. Doobie came up and talked to us too, didn't he? He said, "I got an autographed helmet of Arnold." Laughing out loud, Falcons Twitter sent it to me. Wow. How did you pull that off? I love it.
So that's around about 40. What's that? About 48 sacks, something like that.
That still lead us in the lower trajectory, right? That wouldn't be high.
No, but I think he's just talking about defensive line by himself. But no, that definitely wouldn't be high.
He said should put us around 8th and 11th in sacks total. I'm assuming total.
Let me see. Let me add it up. Yeah. So that would actually be 46 sacks. I gave us 2, so that would actually be 46. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out.
Man, I
We'll
ain't
see
gonna lie.
how it shakes out.
After talking to the so I got a chance to go to Flyer Branch this past week, and talking to the coaches, they're not gonna try to do a lot of things to confuse Jalen Walker. They say, hey, he's gonna be brought in to blitz the quarterback, to put pressure on the quarterback, and also the same with Pierce. Pierce is only rushing the quarterback. We're not gonna see these guys doing coverage unless they just pick it up and understand the defense and not confuse them and lose them. So I see Jalen Walker have double digit sacks. Just he's that type of player that I think can come in and make an impact. Pierce, I don't know. I think you about dead on with Pierce. From your predictions, Doobie. And who was the last person that you put? Leonard Floyd. I think Leonard Floyd's gonna be a beast.
Now, mind you, we didn't Caden Ellis is not even added in here. I think Caden Ellis will be one of our top sack guys. I think we're gonna get at least 5 to 6 out of him, out of Caden Ellis, just the way they want to play him. He's not adding in there. Plus, we're gonna get some cornerback and safety blitzes here and there. Yeah. But man, speaking of, I see Doobie say you've been watching tape on AJ Terrell's brother, man. We got a surprise coming for the people, yeah. Man. I know they can't hear it, man, but look at this, people.
Hold on, that's you. Want to keep going? I'm waiting. Oh snap! That's AJ Terrell. What? The Waterboyz interview AJ Terrell? When did this happen, Trey? Was I there?
Oh yeah, man. I mean that's you talking right there.
Hey, that's awesome, man. Hey y'all, we got a chance to interview AJ Terrell last Saturday. That was awesome, man. We look forward to y'all hearing him talk, man. His mom was there. It was a great event. Shout out to Philly G Cheesesteaks, man. They sponsored the event, man, and we got a chance to meet AJ Terrell and interview him, and also meet his brother. We met his brother, man. Who I will let the cat out the bag. The Falcons are looking at his brother to draft, so I will say that.
Yeah, man.
Big shit popping. That right, Doobie?
Yeah, man. Yeah, put a one in the chat, man. If y'all are excited to start seeing part of that interview and see clips from that, put a one in the chat if y'all excited to see AJ Terrell. He had some really good moments, like B-Rich said. Even his mom sat down with us. Interviewing AJ, I can say this, and it's a testament to what I think of him. I can see why certain people who do what we're doing now don't want to get close to players, because they don't want to start liking a player to the point they're afraid to, or they just don't want to say anything about them because they have personal, like feelings or opinion for the player. And I say all that because when we interview AJ, man, phenomenal young man, like awesome dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And I admit, man, like the beginning of last year, I was on AJ Terrell, man. I was critical of him. I was in his pockets, and I was like, hey, we paying him all this money, and for what? I don't see why he deserves the money. But at the end of the year, man, I gave him his credit, man. I was like, hey, man, AJ proved he got the money, and he still stepped up and played like he still wanted more money. Sometimes players get a contract and they get lost. Oh, I got my money. Man, that man, when we talked to him, he's still hungry. He want to win. He was devastated when Grady Jarrett left. He really looked up to Grady Jarrett. That was one of his leaders, and he got a chance to tell that story. And I'm not leaving it at that because I want y'all to watch it. But yeah, man, I got a lot of respect for AJ Terrell, and I even told him, man, hey, man, I was one of the ones that was criticizing you, and you stepped up and proved your point, man. So I was really happy to get a chance to meet him and talk to him, man. Damn, Trey, we already at an hour? Wow, that went by fast.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was real cool. Like I said, I can 100% see why people don't want to get close to players, because AJ he a really cool dude, and I'm really rooting for him, rooting for his family. They like super cool, man. Somebody coming in with the spam and from Twitch need to get that. Now, Doobie, we didn't talk to his brother. We didn't, like, as far as on the show. No, we didn't speak to his brother on the show.
Yeah, I did talk to him at the event, and also met what's his
D
name?
offer.
D Alford. Met D Alford, man. That was cool. And then he said he'd come on the show. So that was cool to meet him and get some points from him. He did say some stuff I'm not going to repeat, but it was kind of funny to me.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
So yeah, man, we here the hour. I like the moves the Falcons been making. This Friday you will be up at Flowery Branch getting a chance to get a look at the rookies.
Oh
I
yeah.
know you'll be able to represent really well. Black Mike, still a Mike, had asked us earlier how did it feel to have the first, our first opportunity to go up and speak with the Falcons. And
Oh wow.
I didn't go. You went. You can speak on that.
Let me tell you the experience. So, I went up there with our producer Doug, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know, like the last time I went to Flowery Branch as a fan, I just remember it was a lot of people out there on the hill watching the players practice, and that's all pretty much I got a chance to see, and it was roped off. And I remember the radio station being there. They had a table set up, and it was live. So this time going up, I didn't know what to expect. In my mind, I thought it was going to be a lot of people there. I thought it was going to be like over 100 people there. That's how I was thinking. So we drove up. I went up to the gate. The security guard, it took a minute for us to get through. Then I finally called the guy. He came and got us, and we got through. So we're walking. I'm like, wow, it's kind of empty. Ain't nobody here. So then I walked, and it was like around about 10 to 12, not 10, 12 people in a room with all the coaches, with the offensive coaches first. And I was like, wow, I'm a part of this. I felt special, man. I was like, whoa, I'm one of the select few that comes and gets a chance to hear. And so I was thinking we were just going to hear the offensive coaches talk, and that would be it. Man, they had them. It was like a room, and they had about 5 coaches, one in this corner, one in this corner, one in that corner. And they had like, if you you can imagine like they were standing up, and they had people huddled around with the iPhones, the audio going. So I'm like, oh, I was nervous. Like, oh, I said, there's Zach Robinson. Oh, I get to light in his ass. But I did not. I'm invited. I you kind of got to be polite, and you can't say stuff. But he was the first person I went up to. And if y'all go to our clip on the Instagram page or Facebook or wherever and you'll see us talk about Kyle Pitts and what Zach Robinson has to say. I asked him about Zach Robinson, about Kyle Pitts, and I said, a lot of people don't like the way Kyle Pitts is playing. I didn't say it exactly like this, but this is what I said. And I was like, and another thing, why do we keep lining him up as receiver? He looked at me. If you can look at him, he'll look at me like, why are you asking me that, son? And he went on to answer. He's like, if you look at the tape, Kyle's playing with his fingers in the dirt most of the time. And he got a chance to talk about that. That was kind of cool. Then I went on to talk to the linebackers coach, the secondary coach, and I got a chance to ask a lot of questions. And then it was a great experience, man. Just to be that intimate. And then Rich Ulbrich came out, and they really didn't have him to where we could come up to him. He just gave a statement, and then you could ask questions. And like I could have asked a question, y'all. I could have asked a question because like it was timing for me to jump in, but I was kind of, since it was my first time there, I didn't. The question I wanted to ask him was this. I wanted to say, hey, at the sign of first, like at the sign of trouble, if we lose a couple games, what do you think the impact of what your son did will affect what you're doing and how the fans come at you? I wanted to ask him about that, but I think he his statement was heartfelt. And I don't think that was the mood or the time to ask that question. But I did think it, y'all. So there will be opportunities once the Waterboyz get entrenched in there and they start liking us and they see the value of our content, because the stuff we put out, man, like it got over 100,000 views, man. So we're definitely putting out stuff and people are definitely watching it. And when I see the Falcons see the value of our content, I think they'll be more receptive to us and kind of let us on in and ask the questions we need to ask for y'all. But it was pretty amazing, man. It was pretty amazing experience. I'm looking forward to going up there, listening to Raheem Morris, and we will get an opportunity to interview the rookies, y'all. So y'all come up with some questions for me to ask the rookies and the free agents and everybody around. The rookie training camp will be started. I don't know if it's the whole team will be there, but I know the rookies will be. So, I'm excited. Give me some questions to ask. Go ahead and put them in the chat now, because I probably won't see y'all until next week. I'll go ahead and write them down and see what I can ask for you guys.
Yeah. Doobie, you got any questions? I know Doobie has a lot of insight. I wonder if he has any questions he would like to hear us ask. But yeah, man. So that's where we are, man. Looking forward to see what's going on with the Falcons. We're gonna start putting out this AJ Terrell content this week. So you will start seeing things from it this week, man. It's been pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Hey Trey, I know sometimes we don't get the chance to blow our own horns and to talk about where we came from. You know, we just kind of get into sports. But we are the #1 Atlanta sports podcast, man. Tell them a little bit about your background and where you come from, and I'll follow up behind you.
Okay. Yeah, man. Well, hey, Trey, born and raised off Gresham Road. Born and raised in East Atlanta. My brothers off Gresham Road, man. Some of you may know me from the music business. I was an artist. I used to go by Playboy Trey. I was part of the Attic crew with the Young Bloods, with Jim Crow, Freaky T, Shouted Put, Ball, Big Floated, Pretty Ken, Rooster, so on and so on. I also had a crew and a company called Georgia Dirt that me and Bo Hagan had. We put out a Georgia Dirt album, and we did plenty of mixtapes for Bo Hagan. And then I also helped this gentleman right here raise and mentor Bobby Ray, who y'all know as B.O.B., and was on all of Bob's albums. All of Bob's albums. Every album that Bob put out, Adventures of Bobby Ray, all the mixtapes, Strange Clouds, Underground Luxury, so on and so on. Wrote songs that John Legend has sang, wrote on songs that Taylor Swift has sang, wrote monologues that Morgan Freeman recited, wrote lyrics with Bob, wrote on this album and that album. And yeah, man. And so just always been a sports lover, though. Always from the city of Atlanta. Always loved our sports teams and wanted to get in the podcast game in 2013. Finally decided to go ahead and get it done in 2024. And our second clip ever that we ever put out of our podcast went viral, 800,000 views. And really, we've been off and running ever since then.
Hey, Trey, forgot to tell you, he had a song with Joel Ortiz, Meek Mill, T.I., Man, he had some big features as an artist, man, going. So I'm proud to say that he got to blow his own horn. Hey, Trey, speaking of virals, man, I used that remix feature on Instagram 24 hours ago, and it was about like some dogs like going downstairs. Do you realize that I got a total of 5 million views and a total of 1,500 new followers in 24 hours? That's crazy.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Speaking of that went viral. So, hey, y'all, if y'all got a chance, use the remix feature of videos that you guys like. All right, well, a little bit about myself. My name's Brian. They call me B Rich. I'm from Southwest Atlanta. I was born at Piedmont Hospital, true ATLian. I went to Albany State University, graduated from there with a marketing degree. Then, just long story short, I went into the music business, discovered B.O.B. Like you say, Trey helped me develop him and get him to the level that he's at. Went on to manage Kevin Gates, work with T.I. and Grand Hustle. Managed Trey. He was one of my artists that we had a lot of success with. Could have done more. But hey, they were doing a podcast about to do bigger and better things. But yeah, we come from the music industry. We've been across the whole world, man. We've been a lot of places. I've been to every state but 2. That's Alaska and Wyoming. So if y'all want to fly me to Alaska, I definitely will go. I want to see the Northern Lights. Been to a lot of countries, Trey. We've been to New Zealand, Australia, Japan, China, Macau, Singapore, all throughout Europe, all throughout the UK. What's the city above the UK? Dublin. We went to Dublin. We've been to Oslo, Norway. We've been to South Africa. We've been to Nigeria. We've been to Spain, Madrid, Spain. South America, Buenos Aires. We've been to Mexico. We've been all over Canada on the Rihanna tour. We've been a lot of places, man. So music has taken us a long way. Me and Trey, that's why our chemistry has been good. We've been together for years, man, decades. And he was the one that brought the podcast idea to me years ago. Just think if we would have done this years ago, where we would be. But hey, God, it's in God's plan. We're where we're supposed to be right now, and everything. We're the #1 sports podcast in Atlanta, man. So what more can you say? Also, man, to everybody that's there, man, y'all like us, man, like our stuff, follow our stuff, and share our stuff. Like, that's free. That don't cost you nothing. That helps us to become bigger. So please, every chance you get, whenever you see any of our posts, any of our lives, like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you're looking now, leave a comment. That helps us. And we love to be bigger, to make to wave the flag of where we're from, Atlanta. We don't want to just talk about Atlanta sports, which we always will. We want to be national. We want to talk about everything to make our show bigger. So that's where we're going in the future. And your boys are doing some things, man. I think I said enough about what I've done, but that's what Trey and myself. That's how we became close to. We actually came close to Madden. One of my partners, who's a rapper, Jack Bono, we went to Trey's house, and the first time I met him, man, I whooped his ass in Madden. I think I shut him out. I did a skunk rule. I beat him 21, and he had to get off the stick. And I just in his house. I was in his house running the sticks. I ran everybody off. But and then listen, the first time Trey came to my house, I did open mics. Yeah, open mics. Underground said, "Yeah, y'all like the cap."
The Dixon Way. Shout out to the Dixon Way. Shout out
Dixon Way. What's up, bro? Good morning, fellas. From one kind. Okay, that's what's up. We gotta do something. We gotta do. Did we do something with him? I remember that name. Did we?
Not yet. But I think you've been in some Twitter spaces with him, but we haven't done anything together. But he comes through and shows love. I've gone to some of his live streams and watched. Maybe one of the best live streamers as far as watching games and comment live on the games. Like awesome, man.
Let's do something, bro. Yeah, hit me up in my DM, bro. We'll definitely do something because it'll be times I'll be wanting to go live. Yeah, man. So I had my open mic, man, and I really didn't know Trey except through that time, and so I didn't know like Trey, like man, that man loud and he get rambunctious at the time. He ain't like that now, but man, he came on the stage about ready to pour him, and he was like, "Yeah, B Rich, you suck at Madden, and you don't know nothing about no sports. Talking on sports radio, you don't know nothing, man." And I'm looking. And like all my friends there, and I'm like, who is this dude? Just
and you still don't. And you still suck at Madden. You still suck at Madden.
Suck at Madden and suck at talking sports, man. There you go.
You still well, I ain't gonna say that, but you suck at Madden. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, I will whoop the dog breaks off of you right now. We played Madden. Now be quiet.
Well, guess what, man? I grew up. I stopped playing Madden.
I can't. Hey, did you ever think that you would stop playing Madden?
Yes, I did.
No, he didn't. He's saying that now. He never thought he'd be like, man, we used to live for Madden. Hey, come out. Hey, I got the early copy, man. You got the early copy? How you get the early copy? Oh, well, we did this song for EA Sports, and I know the person, man, they sent it to me. Man, come on, bro.
I knew I would stop playing.
I ain't never thought I would not care about when Madden came out. I don't give a fuck. I play it. I still play it to this day, and I play NCAA, but I wouldn't. I mean, I never thought I'd be just not waiting. But hey, you know, we grown men now, so
I did.
Well, Trey, look, man, we at over the hour mark, man. It's time for us to
It's time to sing like the old song. If you from our generation, good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Boom, 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 boom. I bet you don't remember that, B Rich.
I don't remember that.
I bet you don't remember that, man. I bet you don't remember that, man, from when we were kids, man. At the end of the show, they were saying that. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, somebody said, can we get Rise Up changed to ATL? I think we say both, but look, for marketing purposes,
I like that.
They cannot do it for marketing purposes. But whenever you already know, whenever we are somewhere, that's gonna be said. But look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking with Atlanta's #1 sports podcast, the Waterboyz Show.
Yeah,
we appreciate y'all. Like I said, we got the interview with AJ Terrell coming soon. You will start seeing those clips maybe as early as tomorrow. Be on the lookout as you start to see different pieces of that interview. We definitely probably gonna highlight first his charity that he's doing, how he's giving back. He's giving back, man, to young men and women in the area. He has something called Cheese Steaks for Change. Cheese Steaks for Change. He does that alongside with Philly G Steaks Plus. And what they do, they have a meal where if you go in and you order the lockdown meal, you get a cheese steak, whether it's chicken or steak. You get the lemonade, which is freshly made, no sugars added to it, freshly made. You get a side. You get the AJ Lockdown sauce. They have made his own sauce. It's called a Lockdown sauce. They say it will be available in the bins as well. And I don't know if you're going to get the signed poster, but you may get the signed poster. I know that's what came along with it at the event. So look for it. Philly G Steaks Plus. It's called the Lockdown Meal, cheese steaks for change, and proceeds from that go to the AJ Terrell Foundation, which help young men and women, young athletes. They help them academically, they help them mentally. They have programs, they have entrepreneur programs, athletic programs, a lot of different things that's helping kids in the community. So be on the lookout. It's called Cheese Steaks for Change with the AJ Terrell Foundation and Philly G Steaks Plus. It's the Lockdown Meal. Shout out to AJ. Shout out to his whole family. Shout out to our boy Philly G.
Philly.
For bringing the light. Man, shout out to Stiller Mike and Denise and Ashley. Got to include Ashley. Shout out to Stiller Mike, Denise, and Ashley for making it happen.
We had a great week last week, man. We did a lot of stuff. Didn't realize we did so much.
Yep. Hey, and on that note, we about to get up out of here. Thank y'all for rocking with Atlanta's #1 sports podcast, the Waterboyz Show. Hey, man, we will holler at y'all another time. I always remember Atlanta. We represent Atlanta because Atlanta represents us. Stay loyal. Stay Atlanta. Go get some of that 285 clothing at 285clothing.com, and we will holler at y'all. On behalf of myself, Trey, my partner, B Rich, the Waterboyz Show, we are out. Y'all have a